Welcome back, everybody. We are coming off of our battle in New Orleans, and I believe we left off the last episode getting ready to start this fight right here in New Orleans again. Huger's score of a little over 12,000 men against Dix's Army of the South. We'll jump in and see if we can hold New Orleans once again. You, whoever you are, if you're watching this and you didn't cross your fingers for us in New Orleans again, I'm telling you, I will find you. We'll go Liam Neeson on you and track you down. Not really, but once again, Dix is going to be on the attack in New Orleans, despite definitely being on the defense. It looks like we're just trying to, uh, for role play purposes here, we'll just mark it as the concept of we have to keep pushing them out of the city limits. Luckily, we had a big enough starting zone that we were able to cross the marsh prior to battle. Um, bring you back as we start to find the enemy. It is 1:30 in the morning. Well, bad news. As you were away, we immediately found a trench line full of Buell's division, yet Richard Buell is in New Orleans defending it. We're quickly engaged, and there was no going away from it because we had marched too far for strategic planning by myself. So we went ahead and took our losses and charged ahead in an attempt to at least dislodge some of the enemy. Granger broke. We're trying to. We looks like everybody halted except that Maryland Regiment of Cavalry. No, we did. It's a decent trade-off, I guess. We knocked out one of their artillery battalions. Which likely won't come back into the fight versus Granger will eventually. Wow, that was a really bad overall change in the more recent time. Granger will eventually probably rejoin the fight. It'll take a little bit of time, but it'll probably happen. But now we know where they are. I'm wondering if the other division is set up closer to the Zion Church. We'll bring you back as we start getting closer to this group that we were able to knock out a little bit of. Alright, so we're back ready to engage Buell's division. We haven't seen any sign of the other division. Looks like Buell's men went and took at least one of the artillery pieces. So we're going to send a two-pronged attack onto this trench while our remaining cavalry battalion works. Whoa, that's not what we wanted. There we go. So anyway, took myself off in the middle of that comment. Our cavalry is going to kind of work around to see where the rest of their troops are. If we're able to take this trench line, you don't want to necessarily run into another one. We're gonna let Kearney approach on the main road while Mitchell approaches from the flank, and hopefully our artillery weakens their Armstrong's detachment. I'm wondering if that's the Florida brigade that we saw. Goods battalion. It's about 6 a.m., so we've been in this battle for about 5 hours. Is that unit ready to rejoin? Morale's up to 13%. We're going to put Mitchell on attack stance. Kearney as well. We don't necessarily want to rush these trenches, but we do also want to engage with maybe some skirmishers right away while our artillery works on their artillery. Sending burns right into the trench. See, it's things like that that don't make sense in the game. I had 1,800 men rush 5 guns. We should have easily taken it, regardless of trenches or anything else. So Goods Battalion's about to rout. Looks like they did rout. Now it's a matter of trying to take this Florida militia brigade out of the trenches as well. organized once we've pushed them from the trenches. So the man's falling back a little bit. Looks like we do have them flanked. And we're going to get our cavalry to their rear. Now that unit's pretty well surrounded. And as you see, there's a bunch of losses taking place for them right now. I'm not sure how much state support Florida has, but taking 400 casualties will likely not be great for that support. Burns morale should recover pretty quickly. Wow, they're moving slowly on their morale recovery. Looks like we see another unit here. So we're going to get our artillery into place. No, wrong guy. We're going to get Mitchell's men in place, as well as Kearney's. Looks like they were blocking the major approaches here, with the opportunity to fall back, and it looks like they may be falling back right away. So it looks like we've been successful in carrying the first set of trenches. They may be moving to use the rail line. We're not entirely sure. Try to keep an eye on them and bring you back as we get a little bit closer. And, well, once we get there. As you'll be able to see, we just went ahead and decided to completely bypass the trench line that was down here and take away their ability to control. Well, actually, we'll send those guys here. I lied. Anything? We're going to start taking all of their supply routes as quickly as possible. And start preparing our defense of whatever farm, River Road. Our troops are going to be tired. Hopefully, with a little bit of time, we're going to spin around and see what the approach will really look like. They were down here, so we'll probably get them coming up the hill here. We'll bring it back as they start to approach us. Alright, so they did approach us. Before we really had time to get everybody set up, as you see, we still have one set of artillery still working. On the whole relocating. I think that's a unit laying down. I don't think we wiped out that many men in one artillery shot. We're attempting to defend that artillery that we've captured. And the artillery that's trying to move into place by sending out some skirmishers. Their entire job right now is to try to get those guys to our lines. Looks like at least one set of those guns was able to get to our lines. They haven't gotten into position yet, but Lucius Polk's men are getting fired upon. We might be okay. These guys are exhausted, so that's part of their problem. Looks like we're driving Polk back completely. Yep. There he goes. If you're a fan of Top Gun, there who goes? Well, there goes Polk. Goods Battalion has been following the army around with no guns. I'm not really sure why. It looks like they're falling back entirely. It's about 5 p.m. We'll recall some skirmishers. in hopes of being slightly better supplied. Oh, well, maybe not. Spoke too soon. We're a couple skirmishers back, but we still can't get this gun. There we go. All right. End of day. That'll be all that we do here. Oh, nuts. Well, that was unfortunate. And we'll quickly jump back into the battle here. We do have a little bit of leverage here if we want to press our advantage. But first, we're going to try to make sure that everybody is reorganized. I hate when that happens. That's why I try to recall the skirmishers so it doesn't happen. It looks like we got some skirmishers that are caught out in the open. That somehow decided that they were going to transport themselves in the middle of the night to the other side of the enemy lines. We're going to use them as essentially sacrificial lambs here. What? They don't even have a... I'm so confused. We're going to use them as sacrificial lambs. Realistically, that's going to allow... I'm not sure why they need to go backwards to come forward. One of those things the game likes to do sometimes. So we'll try to push against that artillery unit with our cavalry. They've lost about 1,200 men to our 500 men loss. Well, looks like we were able to rout them without anything other than skirmishers. We'll bring it back as we start to engage with them, as we're expecting them to start approaching our position shortly. Sure enough, about 2 seconds after I say that, here comes the Florida militia. Apparently they're on a full charge. They're running. And they're being cut down quickly. Not quick enough. We're apparently going to engage them in a charge. We outnumber them. We've got multiple units engaging in charge as they just continue to run right by us. I'm not sure what's going on. Well, they charged us. It didn't go well for them. Now they're back firing at us from a broken brigade. I'm confused. Some things went haywire in the game, I think, right there. They shouldn't have been able to turn and fire at us again, but whatever. I mean, they even caused our artillery to charge them, which also makes no sense. Just some strange things took place right there. Maybe they got another unit that pushed up on us that we are unaware of. Another invisible unit. I say, I'd send skirmishers out with him to find the invisible unit, but a little busy with those skirmishers apparently. So, once again, we will bring you back whenever they start to approach us or we get a better angle on. Well, while we were waiting on them to attack, apparently William Hardy decided it was time to pull out of New Orleans and try again some other time. So they're down 1,700 troops to our a little over 500, a little under 600 losses. You see back on the main screen. Alright, so back on the campaign screen, we've once again secured New Orleans. At some point, we're going to hopefully be able to move on Baton Rouge. It may have to be one of Grant's corps. Looks like we'll be able to take Vicksburg without much trouble. As the Tillman Corps runs away. Always forget that. But, so as Tillman's Corps runs away, we're bombarding Fort Pike. Great. Jackson is ours. Nashville is ours. Memphis, we're still holding. We did lose Fort Donelson. Oh no. Maybe we're not going to hold Memphis much longer. Hold that thought. Let's see. I want to pull pressure off of Memphis, but I don't think we're ready to send any of those corps down to Decatur. Crittenton almost has this belt. Alright, we'll go back to speed 2. we know we're going to get hit. It's not going to go well. My anticipation is that we will be forced to fall back before even fighting here, since we're in the red readiness and only have 13,000 troops compared to whatever they're bringing here. We're going to get keys out of it. Try to get him to Granada, resupply a little bit. There's a supply base over here. Yeah, we're going to burn that down. There's no point in that. They must have had a unit stop. Yeah, we're retreating. Get out of their keys. Give them Memphis. We'll accept the loss of Memphis. If they send troops to Little Rock, then we'll have to deal with that situation later. Try to head the situation off early. So Keys is going to fall back to Mount Vernon. We're going to send them to Little Rock to resupply, and then maybe work our way down the Mississippi to join in. We will attempt to retake Corinth and Memphis. We can take this fort here. We can pull the Department of Missouri. My goodness. Why does this Indian Army not just go away? Oh, wait, no, he gets reinforcements. But if we can take this fort, Fort Towson, we can go to Washington, put a supply depot, and from there march down to Shreveport and cut some more of Louisiana out of the Confederacy. Awesome. So we'll bring you back as some things start to develop here. Looks like we have a fort now on the peninsula. But we'll bring you back here as we get some things caught up. Bringing you back because here, tail end of April, it looks like O'Neill was given a corps of 25,000 men. Not sure whose corps that was. Maybe Anderson's before. No, there's Anderson. I'm not sure whose corps it was, but it looks like they're getting ready to engage us here. We have a supply depot built in both West Virginia and in Kentucky, and Crittenton is 15 hours away from marching on Knoxville. The rest of the Army of the Ohio is regaining form. Once that happens, we're going to send most of it to try to push Kemper and Polk out of northern Tennessee. Keep probably one corps in Nashville, maybe two corps in Nashville for protection. 6, 8, over 30,000 troops. So we'll send we'll send 3 corps. Yeah, that'll leave 1 in defense of Nashville in case something comes up quickly. I think we're gonna draw their attention, however. Once Hunter gets refit, we're gonna move on Suffolk and build a fort there, just to keep pressing our advantage. If they have to keep corps in different places, we'll be okay. Unfortunately, the Army of the Potomac is just slowly and methodically moving. Hope we're gonna send to go capture Vicksburg. Looks like there is 0 defense in Vicksburg right now, and that will take most of Mississippi out of the war, as well as most of Arkansas, with the exception of what they've now regained from Memphis, and it'll take a good chunk of Louisiana also. We plan to earmark Hooker and McCall's corps to move on Baton Rouge with potentially the help of Keyes if he's ever able to get refit. And then between the Army of Ohio, maybe 1 corps and 2 corps, maybe 3, will retake Memphis. We've told you already, the Department of Missouri, well, we're going to boost their siege ability here. Kansas, how we doing? Getting closer. We're out of supply again. Just 65, 57. Alright, well, we're doing okay. Well, I thought we were going to get engaged up here in Newmarket. Maybe not. Maybe they moved as close as they could without actually getting to us. We see Crittenden's finally on the move. 16,000 troops with another 7,000 due in 25 days. We take Knoxville, and that'll cut a significant chunk out of Tennessee. That 8,000 men's not going to try to slow us down, and if it does, it shouldn't be able to. If we can take Vicksburg, it opens up the Mississippi for the most part. I mean, we'll still have Baton Rouge and Memphis to take again, but we can get supplies spread throughout. So yeah, maybe the Army of Ohio will punch here and then circle around to Memphis. Try to keep forcing these troops back into Alabama and northern Mississippi. If we can force them into Alabama, maybe even towards Chattanooga and Atlanta, then I would be comfortable saying that Tennessee would be pretty safe. Oh, that's what they're doing. They're slowly, methodically moving multiple corps. That's fine. We're going to do the same. Fine game. Confederates want to start pushing up to try to add troops over here, and we'll start pressing in other corners of the Virginia. Wow. Looks like they're trying to potentially send some troops to Texas. Um, I would think that that would concern them. We're losing Arbuckle again. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. What else do I need to send? Maybe upgrade that supply depot. We'll try. But as long as we take Fort Towson, we can toil around here with the other chunks of Indian territory. But if we take this one, it opens the door to Shreveport, which is kind of the big ticket prize there. There we go. Meade's in the green. Creighton has arrived in Knoxville. Should capture it officially momentarily. But looks like we'll be fighting a battle in Virginia instead. So we are outnumbered 2-1 here. But even a loss could be a win. I mean, you see how much it's opened Virginia for us here, as all of our troops are crossing the river. We'll bring you back as we get into the fight. Alright, we'll bring you back as we are getting slightly engaged here. Let's see where that group's going. I don't like when they just start working around our flank here. We are up a steep hill. But they're going to hopefully have to go up in order to approach us. We have artillery overwatch over the entire approach. And as the day starts to end, all that means is we'll be able to reinforce our trenches and maybe increase our trench lines. I don't remember whose corps this was, but it was not O'Neill's. So we must have wounded whoever the corps commander was. They have some smaller brigades and regiments here. I don't know if you saw, but yeah, that was my concern. We kept Dana's skirmishers out here. And you might have asked, well, why'd you do that? Well, we saw a couple units approaching, but I was a little bit worried that they were going to approach from both sides of us. And indeed they are. I'm not sure where they're going. I like our defensive position. I just don't like that they're bypassing it so easily. and seemingly are completely disinterested in fighting us. Similar tactic to what I do, so I can't be too upset about it, but I don't know where those units are going. Okay, looks like they're not going very far. We'll dismount, loose order, and prepare to defend the flank. On the other flank, looks like Danish skirmishers are about to become engaged. If they would fire. Nope, they're too far away apparently. Apparently shooting's impossible if you can't see where your commander is. There we go. At least slow them down a little bit. Jam Jones went from brigade commander to a division commander, so we must have wounded a handful of commanders. Alright, here comes their approach on this flank. It is quickly turning into nightfall. And there it is. I'm not sure. Put that there with Dana defending the road. Nice. It's just kind of a really ugly line here. Okay, they reorganized. Looks like they pulled most of their troops away from Dana skirmishers here. If that's the case and they all approach from our front, then we're in great shape. Because at least then we can use artillery. Of course, it looks like I built the trenches the wrong way. Somehow I tend to do that. It's left to right, but then you spin the map and all those things happen. You guys are a little far. Let's move back a little bit, guys. We'll keep Dana skirmishers all the way out here in case some units were reorganized back here. It looks like all 40,000 men got moved this side of things. Very limited overnight casualties, if any. Morale, we're about even as we fall back with our skirmishers. We're gonna have Banks order everybody to go to long range. Looks like Fisher's 850 men will be first. Looks like 3 brigades will be approaching directly while the rest are circling around us. Never mind, Gordon. We're gonna need you. Guess I should have made that fence line a little bit longer. Gordon does have good guns, so maybe he'll be able to hold off. We got a couple units with really good guns here. Some good perks. Alright. Can our artillery damage them enough that they can't just overwhelm us with numbers? That'll be the question of the day, as they just keep moving more units in place. Hmm. 3 stars, but only 550 men. So they're hurting for troops as bad as we are. If I remember right, I saw that they're at roughly 320,000 troops altogether. But they've got to be hitting a recruiting crisis. All the cities that they keep losing. I mean, they did retake parts of Tennessee, I guess, but what were they doing down there? They're putting them there. So they're sending their best brigade directly at our weakest point, while an entire division, maybe 2 divisions, pushes our strongest point. Either way, I think the parapets still give us the same cover, even though we're in them backwards. Alright, our skirmishers are busy. We can get canister added to anybody. Our skirmishers are just getting overwhelmed at this point. Trying to hold as long as they can. And as they fall back, what it's going to do is it's going to open canister lines for artillery. Looks like a couple of them are opening up as it is. Alright, they're down to 85 men. If that group of 85 men takes the trench, then I don't know what I'm going to say, but... Alright, they've now walked into canister range in most cases. The Hanover Light Dragoons are down to 60 men. I would assume they're gone by the end of the day. if they make it out of the battle, I would assume the game disintegrates then. Yeah. We're moving our cavalry for the boost to morale. I don't know how they're still thinking in there. Moving Dana's men with really good guns over. Okay, 70 men, go to canister. Do it, do it, do it. Weakest point of our line is starting to falter. This is an absolute bloodbath. Man, a lot of bodies are dropping for just 100 casualties there. They're down to 150 men. Those light dragoons must be gone. We'll pull Quimby off of our flank. Move him over here. Reinforce quickly as possible, along with our cavalry. Put Dana's skirmishers to our flank. Weeds wounded. That's probably our artillery gone there. We need our cavalry just to get engaged in the fight here, take pressure off of Dana. Get Sumner over there and rally. they haven't taken a casualty in a while. They must be glitched. As long as they're not blocking fire on other units, which appears they might be. No, we don't want any melees with cavalry units. Stop it. Stop moving forward on them. No. 2 of my units are going to break now. Right in the center of a line. That's frustrating as all get out. Who else is on the right flank that can come this way? Alright, that cavalry is glitched. It's going to use up... Oh, there it is. Okay, it's gone. Thank goodness. I was going to say. It's going to use up all of our ammo. Quinby looks like routed. We're going to use Avra to help hold the line there. Goochland light dragoons. I'm trying to get a little bit more fire on those units. Oh, looks like a rainstorm has started. I don't know that I've seen a game go from sunny daylight to rain like that before. Played a lot of hours. Don't think I've ever experienced that. forcing field back also. Kane can't take any more losses. He's down to 553 men. Didn't have any more losses to give. Yeah, that's not helpful. Kane was wounded, and he's down to 500 men. Under 500 men. He's taken some heavy losses. But he's held that flank. He's going to break, and that's okay. We're going to accept him breaking. I don't even know who Kane is. He's from Pennsylvania. Thomas Kane. We're going to have to look him up, because that's a legendary hold right there. I mean, just absolute legends right there. Held this whole side by themselves at one point. It's okay, guys. The 392 of you that are still healthy, earn your rest. Now, quit running into them. Use your cover. First battle, isn't it? Hour and a half. Or at least being in charge. Spin. Fall back on half. Part 3.5. Taking a chance there. Oh no. Here they come back on the other flank again. Is Quimby ready? He's getting close. 21%. Quimby will be able to hold that flank, hopefully. We're going to get Windcoop over here, support this defense. Oh no. They're pushing hard right where we got a couple units that are getting ready to break. They're breaking first, other than the unit that just charged us. Nice. It's usually 50-50 if you're going to win one of those. Back in long range. Spin and fire. routing quite a few of their brigades. Our losses, unfortunately, are 18%. I'm hoping we get the glitch that the AI has been having, where if we still own the victory point, we might be in good shape. How are we doing over here? Now that this unit's attacking us again. Looks like it's a couple units, actually. Where's Quimby? Oh, Quimby made a run for it. That's not helpful, Quimby. Morale dropped pretty heavily. I'm going to kick some skirmishers out with those two units that are holding our right flank and attempt to at least give us time. Down to 80 men. Down to 900 men. Alright. Really wanting to push forward, but not super opposed to it either right now. We do need to inflict some more casualties on them. Alright, hold on, man. Getting a little adventurous there, beginning. It's full of force. And overall, we're going to move back to the center of the line. I'm not sure if we're going to force them to retreat or not. Looks like they're falling back, but they're rallying quickly. The carnage. Ten 10,000 casualties already. I've seen a lot of their troops falling back to roads. I'm hoping we get the alert that they're withdrawing quickly. Yep, Kane's men skedaddled. Perfectly understandable. Force kick out some skirmishers and take out that artillery, will ya? Because if you take them out, maybe that's the final blow that we need. Looks like we're still going up on the victory bar, which I'm hoping means that they're withdrawing. Why? Did our artillery... What are they doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come back here. Nice. Alright, so they're withdrawing from the field. and we were able to